Hey folks! Welcome back to Let's Play LSD. I'm your host CPC Gamer, and between the last episode and this one, somebody approached me at work and said how much they enjoy my videos, which was a super amazing thing to have happened. And it will also horribly date this video for anybody who knows who that is and when it happened. Well, let's get back to dreaming and talking about Japan. Or maybe not, because this is a temple and we didn't really do any of that. Isn't that just typical for this run? I get all hyped up to talk about stuff and then the game doesn't really give me an in. What's that up on the ceiling, I wonder? Now, there you go, it's a purple letter I. Well, no, that's probably actually a katakana E. Which leads to a language joke. I arranged my games in alphabetical order, and the first one in the PS2 collection is Alien Syndrome. But because it's a Japanese copy, it technically begins with the letter E. Alien Syndrome. Yep. Oh, and speaking of katakana, and aliens, I looked up at this block before now, and I spotted the alien face, but I didn't look at any of the writing when I did. Now I know I'm not going to be able to read a great deal of it, but let's see if there's anything I can pick out. And the answer is no. Yeah, alright. What else am I not going to be able to do today? I'm not going to NXT tonight, there's that. Bitter, hardly knew her. Oh, also, on the topic of katakana, I kind of miss reading practice. Like, when I was in Japan, everything had writing on it, and it was a lot of fun to practice reading it as I was going around. But you can't really do that in England, for self-evident reasons. Oh, and that was a bad load time, look at that! Also, weirdly, I noticed the buglers had spawned in before the geometry. I mean, I know they do that, but given how long it took for the world to appear, I'm surprised they were waiting for me. Oh, and I'm up here! This is a rarity! It's a shame there's not a lot to actually do here, but we sure are here. What does the sun look like? Ah, well, like that, apparently. Complete with even more text that I cannot read. Excellent! Alright, let's move along and see what else we can do. And not for nothing, but isn't there meant to be some kind of halo flying up and down this pathway? Like, did I miss it? Oh, I guess not. Alright then, let's keep going. You don't do anything, do you? Like, if I pick my head up or down? I don't think you do. Anyways, no, let's go and do that thing that I said that I was going to do. Oh, and thus we're back in Happy Town. Excellent! I mean, I say that. I don't really have a checklist of stuff to do, we're just bombing around. But at least there is more stuff to do here than on the Sky Bridge. I don't know, I much prefer to have an itinerary or some semblance of something to do. I mean, it's like when going on holiday. I want to know exactly what's going on and where I'm going. And I don't get how people can just go without a plan and wing it when they get there, you know? And also, that will do as a nice sync test for the video. Happy Town is really good for that. Like, it has obvious unique textures with obvious unique sound effects, so I know everything is working as it should be. That said, is this rock meant to be here? Because I thought you were meant to be further out into the lake. And to that end, Ah, there we go. Thought I was stuck on the edge of the lake there. Didn't I put that to good use? Wandering straight into the lake and heading back to Kyoto. Yeah, Kyoto! The place that I went to that one time. That's on the sign as you go into the city, by the way. They're pretty proud of it. And they're also pretty proud of the fashion side of things, which is one of my favorite things about visiting the city. I mean, I asked one of the people I was with if there was, like, an event going on or whatever, and nope, there wasn't. People just really care about the way they look in Kyoto. So you just be wandering around, and you'll see so many people in beautiful kimonos with wonderfully done hair and all. It's just great. Fun thing about the word, kimono literally just means thing to wear. And I like that. Like, I like looking at words like that that are made up of other words or with literal meanings that describe what it is. Like in Japanese, light blue is mizuiro, watercolor. And I can't think of a reliable analog in English. I mean, possibly because I'm just used to speaking the language, so I've not spent a great deal of time thinking about it. I mean, there's sky blue, I suppose? Ah, whatever. Let's go this way, and hope beyond hope that I can tell the story I had lined up for just this occasion. I mean, I tried last time, but the game didn't spawn the sumo wrestlers, and this time it did, so now I can tell my story. When I was in Japan, I went to a sumo tournament. Yep, that's it. And I hope it was worth the wait. Seriously though, no, I have never been to a stadium game before, like no football or whatever, so my first one was an official sumo tournament that I guess the game doesn't want me to relive. Which is unfortunate, because I didn't know a great deal about what was going on a lot of the time, but that was still enough to get me into it. Like, I was standing up and shouting kind of into the sumo tournament. And it's unfortunate, because later on, we were flipping through the program we got at the tournament, and it turns out they had an English commentary on local radio if you had a receiver. Like, oh, say, for example, a mobile phone. Oh, we're back here. And I am immediately reminded of the game Marissa and Alice. The game has, like, 2 versions of the soundtrack, one for each of the characters, and Alice's soundtrack is all elegant and, you know, like it's string quartets and stuff, and Marissa's version of the same track is just plunking along on a Casio keyboard like in the pit there. And now we're in Happy Town once more. Probably for the best, because now I'm thinking of Japan again, specifically how much I miss it, and I need some cheering up. And I have no idea where I am. Like, is the map going wrong, or has the lake always been here? I've just been too self-absorbed to notice. Because that can happen, and never mind that train of thought, because here comes an actual train. Not entirely sure that I'm proud of that sentence. Well, it's on video now, and in a couple days' time, it's going to be out there for the whole internet to see. How many of you actually will, I don't know, but the possibility will be there. Also, no, since when did you spawn this far down the track? And heading in this direction, too. Because the train's meant to come out of the tunnel in front of us. I wonder what's going to happen. I mean, I actually don't know, because I've not really seen 2 models interacting with one another. Ever. And now I guess I never will. Well, thanks a lot, game, you jerk. Oh wait, no, I have seen what happens when models interact. Because the gunman and the car can spawn on top of one another in the violence district. And they just, like, exist in the same space in the way that video game models tend to do when they go wrong. Also, I'm pretty sure that train didn't hit me to make me Link, LSD the Dream Emulator. I think you're just playing silly buggers again. Although this does remind me of Japan, which is a happier note. Because the cities that my friends and I went to were extremely densely populated. Like the thing you see on TV when people want to show a bustling city, right? And every square inch of property was developed. Like even shops that were just 6 feet wide were turned into a takeaway mystery food shop, you know? And it was interesting to me that just by wandering off the main road and into the back alleys, you'd find all kinds of super amazing arcades and shops and restaurants. Because like, you wander down a back alley in England, you find yourself on the news in this week's Missing Persons report, you know? Oh, boy, did we find some super amazing places. Like, there was this one Nepalese place that did the best buttered chicken curry you do not even know. And they also had an exploding air conditioning unit on our second visit, which made for an interesting dinner topic. And now I miss Japan again. It's one of the problems with playing an ultra-Japanese game while suffering the post-holiday blues, you know? Ah, well. A lion. Lion! I'm tormenting you. Oh, hey, you have a blue tail. That's pretty cool. And that's not entirely how you're supposed to end the dream, but what can you do? This game has already demonstrated that it will do whatever it wants, whenever it wants to do it, and you can just deal with it. And you can also... Yeah, let's mash go. You can also mash go and have another dream. I mean, we're at 10 minutes, but that feels like a cop-out video at this point in time. Man, do you remember when I used to upload 2-minute videos, and that was a lot of work? I mean, putting aside the fact I was in university at the time, a 2-minute video was nothing. Ooh, I actually have notes about this one. So, in the past, I've spoken about this particular map, suggesting that it might be an alien representation of Earth. You know, a grassy expanse with some big, cool-looking stuff in it. Having been to Japan, I think this is just like the logical extension of something you would see in Japan. Because when my friends and I were going around, we saw 3 statues of Liberty. Statue of Liberties? 3 copies of that 150-foot-tall green woman that terrifies me sexually. And that's a joke that I was going to use in an April Fool's Day episode, where I did a Let's Play of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, except it was just the low-tech coloring book game they put out. I still kind of want to do that at some point, even though I just ruined my own joke. We'll see. Oh, and a green link! That's a rare one. And one that seems to crop up most commonly in the Monument Park, if memory serves. And it probably doesn't. I'm super forgetful lately. Anyways, time to place your bets on whether I'm going to land on my feet or fall out of the dream. I'm thinking fall, because it looks like I'm above the gap in the floor beneath me. So, are you ready? Betting ends. Let's find out. Huh. Alright then. I guess we're going to continue on with the dream then. In fact, I'm going to follow these arrows. That's a good thing we're continuing, because I have a talking point. I forget if I brought this up already, but whatever, let's go. You know how falling dreams are meant to be a good way to ensure that you wake up? You know, like, you fall to the floor, you hit the ground, and that jolts you awake? Batman did it once, which must make it true. But whatever, I have a falling dream, I hit the floor, and I don't wake up. I just kind of lie there. And everything immediately turns black, like the dream is over, and I mean, canonically dead, I guess is the word. But the dream doesn't end. And that's always super weird to me. I mean, it's like when you have those dreams that throw you into an existential crisis. You just wake up and go, that thing isn't possible. And yet, my brain processed it, and accepted it, and ran with it, and... Am I just broken now? What happens next? And then the whole thing falls out of your head 10 minutes later, and you forget what you were even worried about in the first place. Psychology is weird, you guys. Also, since nothing else is going on tonight, I'm gonna go pester the bodies lying in the ground. That's something that's gonna show up in my police profile one of these days, just you watch. So how's it going, guy? You don't look super great. I mean, not only because you've been murdered, but the way you've been modelled, like, it's bad even for the PS1. Maybe you're meant to be like that weird six-limbed kid from Dream Diary. Yes, I am indeed back in the same place. So, time for round 2 of what's going to happen when I hit the D-pad. Oh, great, and this time I fall to the ground. What even is this game, man? Ah, well, time to call it a day, because I've got stuff to do! Join us next time for more LSD, and until next time, goodbye!